Uncle? Susanna Walcott thinks we not scream.
Oh, let her come, let her come. What does the doctor say, child?
He bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that I cannot find my medicine for it in the books.
Then we will search.
I say, he's been searching since he left you, sir. But you bid me tell you that you might put a natural thing to the
No, there be no unnatural cause here. Tell him I have sent for Reverend Hale of Beverley, and Mr. Hale will surely confirm that. Let him look to medicine and put out full thought for natural causes here. There be none.
I said, he bid me tell you. Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go direct home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
I said, I'll pray for you. Witchcraft is all about. I think you'd best go down and tonight yourself. Parlour's packed with people, sir. I'll sit with her.
What shall I say to them? That my daughter, my niece, I discovered dancing like heathen in the forest?
Uncle, we did dance. Let you tell them I confessed it. And I'll be whipped if I miss. But they're speaking of witchcraft. Betty's not witched.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation when I know you haven't opened with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
We did dance, Uncle. And when you leaped out of the bush there suddenly, Betty was frightened. And then she fainted. And there's the whole of it.
Charles, sit you down.
Oh, would never hurt Betty. I love her dearly.
Now look, you child. Your punishment will come in its time. But if you traffic with spirits in the forest, I must know it now. For surely my enemies will, and they will ruin me with it.
We never conjured spirits.
Then why did you not move yourself since midnight? This child is desperate. It must come out. My enemies will bring it out. Let me know what you've done now, Abigail. Do you understand that I have many enemies?
I've heard of them.
There is a faction that is sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so.
Now then, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the very centre of some obscene practice. Abominations were done in the forest.
Sport, Uncle.
You call this sport? Abigail, if you know something that may help the doctor, for God's sake tell it to me. I saw Tituba waving her arms over the fire when it came on in the forest. Why was she doing that? And I heard screeching and gibberish coming from her mouth. She was swaying like a dumb beast over that fire.
She always sings her Barbados songs. And we dance.
I cannot blink what I saw, for my enemies will not blink it. I saw a dress lying on the grass.
A dress?
Aye, a dress. And I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked. You mistake yourself, Uncle.
I saw it. Now tell me true, Abigail, and I pray you feel the weight of truth upon you. But now my ministry is at stake. My ministry, perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abominations you have done there, give me all of it now. I dare not be taken unawares when I go fallen down there.
There is nothing more. I swear it, Uncle.
Abigail, I have fought it 3 long years to let these stiff-necked people to me. And now, just now, with some good respected bison in the Paris, you compromise my very character. I've given you a home time. I've got clothes upon your back. Now give me an upright answer. Your name in the town, it is entirely white, is it not?
Why, I'm sure it is, sir. There'll be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other reason than you have told me for your being discharged from duty proper service? I've heard it said, and I'll tell you as I heard it, that she comes so rarely to church this year, but she'll not sit so close to something soiled. What signified that remark?
She hates me, Uncle. She must, for I would not be her slave. It is a bitter woman, a lying, cold, snivelling woman, and I will not work for such a woman.
She may be. And yet it has troubled me. You are now 7 months out of our house. And in all this time, no other family has ever called for your service.
They want slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados for that. I will not black my face for any of you. Why? You begrudge my bed,
No, no.
My name is good in the village. I will not have it said my name is soiled. Billy Proctor's a gossiping liar.
No, I can't have anyone. Why, Billy Putnam, come in.
So horrible. Surely a stroke of hell upon
No, Billy Putnam,
How high did she fly? How high?
No, she never flew.
Sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Excel's barn and come down light as a bird, he says.
Now look, you Billy Putnam, she never. Oh. Good morning, Mr. Putnam.
It is a providence. The thing is out now is a providence.
What's out, sir? What's out?
Alright, it's quite a look, you man.
Why, that's strange. Ours is open.
Your roof is sick.
Why, don't call it sick. The devil's punch is heavier than sick. It's death, you know. It's death driving into them, forked and hooked.
Oh, pray not. Why? How does Ruth ail?
She ails as she must. She never waked this morning, but her eyes were open. She hears not, sees not, and cannot eat. The soul is taken surely.
They say you sent for the Reverend Hale of Beverley.
Caution only. He has much experience in all
He
demonic
has
arts.
indeed a found witch in Beverley last year. Let you remember that.
Now look, you Julian, they only thought that were a witch, and I'm certain there is no element of witchcraft here.
No witchcraft. Now look, you, Mr. Paris.
Thomas, I pray you, leave not to witchcraft. I know that you least of all, Thomas, would ever wish there was such a charge laid upon me. They will help me up to say no to such corruption in my house.
Mr. Paris, I've taken your part on contention here. I will continue. I cannot if you hold back in this. There are hurtful, vengeful spirits laying hands on these children.
But Thomas, you cannot.
Tell me, Mr. Paris, what you have done.
Reverend Paris, I have laid 7 children unbaptized in the earth. And believe me, sir, you never saw more hearty babies born. And yet each would wither in my arms the very night of their birth. I have spoken nothing, but my heart is clouded intimations. And now, this year, my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange. A secret child she's become this year, and withers like a sucking mouth. We're pulling on her life too. And so I thought to send her to your Tituba.
Tituba? What made Tituba?
Tituba knows how to speak of the dead, Mr. Paris.
Goody Ann, it is a formidable sin to conjure up the dead.
Take it on my soul. Who else may tell me what person murdered my babies?
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Paris. A mark has proved a market. Last night my roots were ever so close to their little spirits. I know it, sir. For how else is she struck dumb now, except some power of darkness would stop of her mouth? It is a marvellous sign, Mr. Paris.
Don't you understand it, sir? There is a murdering witch among us bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make of it what they will. You cannot blink it more.
Then you were confused spirits last night.
Not I, sir. Tituba and Ruth.
Oh, Abigail, what from payment for my charity? Now I am undone.
You are not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for no one to charge you. Declare it yourself. You've discovered witchcraft.
In my house, Thomas. In my house. They will topple me with their step and make it me.
Heavens. I only thought to see how Betty is.
Why are you at home? Who's with Ruth?
Her grandma come. She's improved a little, I think. She gave a powerful sneeze before. There's sign of life. Fear no more, you put her. It were a grand sneeze. Another like it will shake her wits together, I'm sure.
Would you leave me now, Thomas? I would pray a while alone.
Uncle, you've prayed since midnight. Why do you not go down?
No, I have no answer to that, Prowl. I'll wait until Mr. Hale arrives. If you will, Goody Ann.
Now look you, sir. Let you strike out against the devil, and the village will bless you for it. Come down, speak to them. Pray with them. They're thirsting for your worthiness. They're surely your prayer.
I'll lead them in a psalm. But let you say nothing of witchcraft yet. The cause is yet unknown. I will not discuss it. I've had enough contention since I came here. I want no more.
Mercy, you go home to Ruth. You hear?
She starts at the window. Hold me on it.
I will, Uncle.
There's a terrible power in her arms today.
I've been sick. It's weird. I know not. She seems to have gone a dead one since last night. Betty? Now stop this, Betty. Sit up now. Have you tried feeding her? I've made Ruth a good one. Wait just a minute. Here, let me know. What are we coming up? Listen now. If they be questioning us, tell them we don't. I've told them as much already. I want more. came out of the grave. And what more? He saw you naked. Oh, Jesus! What we do? The village is out. Just came from the farm. The whole country's talking witchcraft. They'll be calling us witches, Abby. She needs to tell. I know it. Abby, we've got to tell. Witchery's a hanging error. A hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. We must tell the truth, Abby. You'll only be whipped for dancing with
Well, we'll be whipped.
I've never done none of it, Abby. I only looked.
Oh, you're a great one for looking, aren't you, Mary Warren? What groundbreaking courage you have. Betty? Now, Betty, dear, sit up now, it's Abigail. I'll beat you, Betty!
Why are you singing, Prudy?
I talked to your papa and I told him everything, Susan.
Oh, what, Mama?
What ails you, Betty? Your mama's dead and buried.
I'll fly, Mama. Let me fly.
Betty, I told him everything. He knows now, he knows everything. You drank blood out of you didn't tell him that. You will never say anything. You did. You drank a child to kill John. Shut up! Now shut it! Now look, you! All of you. We danced and Teacher conjured Ruth's sisters to come out of the grave. And that is all. And mark this. Let either of you breathe a word, or the edge of a word about the other things. And I will come to you in the black of some terrible night. And I will bring a pointy reckoning that will show you. And you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dear parents' heads on the pillow next to mine. And I have seen some reddish work done at night. And I can make you a wish never seen so good. Now you sit up and stop this.
What's wrong, Abby? She's going to die. She's going to
I say shut it, Mary Warren!
I'm just going home, Mr. Clark.
Be you foolish, Mary Warren. Be you deaf. I command you to leave the house, did I not? Why should I pay you? I am looking for you more often than my cows.
I'm looking to see the great things in the world.
I'll show you a big on your house one of these days. Now get you home. My wife is waiting with your work.
I'd best be up. I have my Ruth to watch. Good morning, Mr. Watt.
I'd almost forgot how strong you are, Jonathan.
What's this mischief here?
She's only gone since.
The road past my house is pilgrim is the same all morning. The town's bubbling witchcraft.
Oh, posh. We were dancing in the woods last night and Uncle let in on us. She took frightened off.
Ah, you're wicked yet, aren't you? You'll be coping this up before you're 20.
Give me a word, John. Softly.
No. No, Abby, that's done with.
Come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly. I know you will.
I come to see what mischief your uncle's brewing now. Put it out of mind, Abby.
John, I am waiting for you every night.
I never gave you hope to wait for me.
I have something better than hope, I think.
Abby, I'll not come for you more. Put it out of mind.
You surely spotted me.
You know me better.
I know how you clutch my back behind your house and sweaty like a stallion whenever I come near. Or did I dream that? If she put me out, you cannot pretend it were you. I saw your face when she put me out, and you love me then, and you do now.
Abby, that's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing, they say, wild things. But not so wild. I've seen you since you came. I've seen you now.
I have hardly stepped on my farm for 7 months.
I have sensed what you do. And yours is drawn into my window. And I've seen you looking at burning in your loneliness. Do you tell me you ever looked up at my window?
I may have looked up.
I do know. You are no witchery. I know you, John. I know you. I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot dream that I wake and walk about the house as though I find you coming through the door.
Child.
How do you call me child?
I may think of you softly from time to time, but I will cut off my own hand if I reach for you again, Abby. Put it out of mind. We never touched.
I thought we did.
But we did not.
My mother has such a strong man, and it's just sickly.
You'll speak nothing of Elizabeth.
She's blackening my name in the village. She's telling lies about me. She's a cold, snivelling woman, and you bend to her.
Do you look for whipping?
I look for John Bronson with 2 weeks on my sleeve, but knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretend sailor was. I never knew lying lessons I was taught by all these Christian women and their cousins and them. And John, pity me. Pity me.
Girl, what's the matter? What ails you? Stop that wailing!
What are you doing to her? Betty! Betty! Betty!
She's armed. She cannot bear it in the Lord's name.
No, God forbid! Mercy, run to the doctor. Tell him what's happened.
Mark it for a sign, mark it.
That's a notorious sign of witchcraft afoot. Goody nurse, a prodigious sign.
Another topic, and I cannot bear it in the name of...
Rebecca, Rebecca, go to her. We're lost. She's only come here to clear the Lord's name.
It's a hard sickness, Jonathan. Please keep it quiet.
I've not said a word. No one here can testify I've said a word. Is she going to fly again? I hear she's blind.
Be quiet now.
What have you done?
What do you make of it, Rebecca?
Goody nurse, will you go to my room and see if you can wake her?
She'll wake in time. Pray, calm yourselves. I have 11 children. I'm 26 times a grandma. And I've seen them all through their silly season. And when it come on them, they'll run the devil by never keeping up with their mischief. She'll wake when she's tired of it. A child's spirit is like a child. You cannot catch it from running after it. You must stand still, and for luck it will soon itself come back.
Aye. That's the truth of Rebecca.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered. She cannot eat.
Perhaps she is not hungry yet. Mr. Paris, I hope you're not deciding to go in search of new spirits. I heard promise of that outside.
There is a wide opinion running in the parish that the devil may be among us. And I would satisfy them that they are wrong.
Don't let you come down and call them wrong. Did you consult the warnings with your this minister to look for devils?
He is not coming to look for devils.
Then what's he come for?
There'll be children dying in the village, mister.
I've seen them dying. This society will not be about to swing around your head, Mr. Putnam. Did he call a meeting before you?
I'm sick of meetings. Can the man turn his head without he have a
He
meeting?
may turn his head, but not to hell.
Pray, children, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think it best send the Reverend Hal back as soon as he comes. This will set us all to argue in society. We thought to have peace this year. I think we ought to rely on the doctor now and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor's baffled.
If so he is, then let us go to God for the cause of it. There is a prodigious danger in seeking new spirits. I fear it. Let us rather blame
How
ourselves.
will we blame ourselves? I'm one of 9 sons, the Putnam seed of peoples this province. Yet I have one child left of 8, and now she shrivels.
Cannot fathom that.
But I must. You think it's God's work that you should never lose a child or grandchild either, and I bury all but one. There are wheels within wheels in this village, and fires within fires.
When Reverend Hale comes, you will proceed to look for signs of
You
witchcraft.
cannot command Mr. Paris. We vote by name in society, not by acreage.
I never heard you worry so on society, Mr. Proctor. Not think I saw you at Sabbath meeting since snow flew.
I have trouble enough. But that's why I come 5 miles to hear and preach only hellfire and bloody damnation. Take it to heart, Mr. Paris. There be those who stay away from church these days because you hardly ever mention God anymore.
Why, that's a drastic charge.
Somewhat true. There are many that quail to bring their children.
I do not preach to children, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligation towards this ministry.
Are there really those unmindful?
I should say the better half of Salem village.
And more than that,
Where is my wood? My contract provides us with I'd be supplied with all my firewood. I'm waiting since November for a stick. And even in November, I had to show my frostbitten hands like some London beggar.
You're allowed £6 a year to buy your firewood, Mr. Paris.
I regard that £6 as part of my salary. I'm paid little enough without spending £6 on firewood.
60 plus 6 for firewood.
The salary is £66, Proctor. I'm not some creaking farmer with a book under my arm. I'm a graduate of Harvard College.
I am well instructed in arithmetic.
Mr. Corey, you look far from a man of my kind for £60 a year. I'm not used to this poverty. I left a thrifty business in Barbados to serve the Lord. I do not fathom it. Why am I persecuted here? I cannot offer one proposition, yet there be a howling right of argument. I've offered one devil being somewhere. I cannot understand you people otherwise.
Mr. Paris, you are the first minister ever did demand the deed to this house.
Man, don't a minister deserve a house to live
To
in?
live in, yes. But to ask those because you own the meeting house yourself. The last meeting out, you spoke so long on deeds and mortgages, I thought for an auction.
I want to vote of confidence is all. I'm your third preacher in 7 years. I do not wish to be put out like a cat whenever some majority feels the whip. You people seem not to comprehend. The minister is the Lord's man in the parish. The minister is not to be so lightly crossed and contradicted. There is either obedience or the church to burn like hell is burned.
Can we speak 1 minute? Without relanding her again, I am sick of her.
It is not for you to say what is good for you to hear.
I may speak my mind, I think.
What are we? Quakers? We're not Quakers here yet, Mr. Proctor. And you may tell that to your followers.
My followers?
There's a faction in this church. I am not blind. There's a faction and a party.
Against you?
Against him and all authority.
Why? Then I must fight it and join it.
He does not mean
He
that.
confessed it now.
I'm here sorry, Rebecca. I like the smell of this authority.
No, you cannot break charity with your minister. You are not a kind John. Clasp his hand, make your peace.
I have a cross, son. A lumber to drag home. What say you, Charles? He says there's a party. Let's find the party.
I've changed my opinion of this man, John. Mr. Paris, I beg your pardon. I never knew you had so much iron in you.
Why, thank you, John.
It suggests to the mind what the trouble be among us all these years. Think on it. Wherefore is everyone suing everybody else? Think on it now. It's a deep thing, as dark as a pit. I've been in court 6 times this year.
It is a devil's own fault that you cannot speak in good morning without you have defamation. You're old, Charles. And you're not hearing what you did.
John Proctor, I only last month collected £4 damages to you, publicly saying I burned
I
I'm wrong.
But I paid for it anyway. So I hope the Queen never without charge. Now come along, Charles. And help me drag my number home.
A moment, Mr. Proctor. What number is that you're dragging, if I may ask?
My number. From out my forest by the riverside.
Why, we are surely on wild this year. What anarchy is that? That tract is in my bounds, Mr. Proctor, in my bounds!
In your bounds? I bought that tract from Guinea nurses over 5 months ago.
You had no right to sell it. It stands clear of my grandfather's will, all the land between
Your grandfather had a habit of winning land that never belonged to him. If I may say it plain.
That's God's truth. He nearly willed away my North pasture, but he won't break his fingers before he sets his name to it. Let's get your lumber home, John. I feel some will to work coming on.
You don't want to mind your fight to drag it home.
I will win too, Putnam, this fallen eye.
Oh, I'm a man, you Corrie. I'll clap a writ on you.
Pray, someone take these.
Oh, Mr. Hale, it's good to see you. My, they're heavy.
They must be. They are weighted with authority.
Well, you do come prepared.
You can need hard to if it comes to tracking down the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I knew you, but I suppose you look as such a good soul should. Because you're great charities in Beverley.
Do you know this gentleman? Thomas Putnam and his good wife Anne.
I have not expected such distinguished company, sir.
Does not seem to help us today, Mr. Hale. We look to you to come to our house and save our child.
Child else too.
The soul seems flown away. She sleeps and yet she walks.
She cannot eat.
Cannot eat. Do you men afflicted children?
No, these are farmers. John
You
Proctor.
don't believe in witches?
I never spoke on which is one way or the other. Will you come, Giles?
No, John, I think not. I've some few queer questions of my own to ask this fellow.
I've heard you to be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. Let's hope you leave some of it insane.
Will you look to my daughter, sir? She's trying to leap out the window. We discovered her this morning on the high road, waving arms as though she'd fly.
Right, fly.
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name, Mr. Hale, as a sure sign of witchcraft afloat.
No. Now let me instruct you. We cannot look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are as definite as stone. I must tell you all now that I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me if I should find no proofs to tell upon her.
It is agreed, sir. It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. Now, sir, what do you refer to warning of this strangeness?
Why, sir? I discovered her and my niece and 10 or 12 other girls dancing in the forest last night.
Medality.
No, it was secret.
Mr. Paris' slave has knowledge of conjuring, sir.
Good hand, there's no reason to say.
I know it, sir. I sent my child. She should learn from Chichiborough, who murdered her sisters.
Lydia, you sent a child to come from the dead.
Let God blame me, not you, Rebecca. I'll not have you judging me anymore. Is it natural work to lose 7 children before they live a day?
Having done in childbirth.
Aye.
What book is that?
What's there, sir?
Here is all the invisible world, caught, defined, and calculated. In these books, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. Here are all the familiar spirits, your incubi, your succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, and by sea, your wizards of the day and of the night. Have no fear now, we shall find him out to be his cruel witness, and I mean to crush him utterly if he's shown his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
Cannot tell. She is truly in the devil's grip, we may have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I will go then. I'm too old for this.
Why, Rebecca? We may open up the boil of all our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to bed.
I hope you do not mean we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Come, Mr. Hale, let's get on.
Mr. Hale, I've always wanted to ask a learned man. What signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
I cannot tell, she hides them.
Who does this?
Martha, my wife. I've woken at night many a time, found her in a corner, reading of a book, and what do you make of that?
Well, that's not
It
necessarily...
discomforts me. Last night, Marcus, I tried and tried, but could not say my prayers. And then she closed her books, walks out of the house, and suddenly, Marcus, I could pray again.
Ah, the stoppage of prayer. That is strange. I'll speak further on that with you.
I'm not saying she's touched the devil mind, but I demand to know what books she reads, and why she hides them. She must answer me, you see.
Alright, we'll discuss it. Now mark me. If the devil is in there, you shall witness some frightful wonders in this room, so please, keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case he flies. Now, Betty dear, will you sit up? Can you hear me? I'm John Hale, Minister of Beverley. I've come to help you, dear. Do you remember my two little girls in Beverley?
How could it be the devil? Why would he choose my house to strike? We have all manner of licenses of people in the village.
What victory would the devil have to win a soul already bad? It's the best the devil wants, and who's better than the minister?
That's deep, Mr. Paris, deep, deep.
Betty, answer Mr. Hale. Betty,
Does someone afflict you, child? You need not be a woman. Mind you're a man. Perhaps some bird of little feathers comes to you. Perhaps a pig, or mouse, or any beast at all. Is there some figure that bids you fly? Nomine, Dominique Savoya, Sui Filique, et Teal Infernus. Abigail, what sort of dance are we doing there in the forest?
Hi. Come and dance with us all.
I think I ought to say that I saw a kettle in the grass where they were dancing.
That were only soon.
What sort of soup is in the kettle, Abigail?
Why? It were beans and...
Mr. Paris, did you notice, did you? Any little thing in a kettle? A mouse perhaps, a spider, a frog?
I do believe there was some movement in the soup.
That jumped in. We never put that in.
What jumped in?
A frog, Abby?
Abigail, make up as he's died. Did you call the devil last night?
I never called him. Tituba.
She called the devil.
She'd like to speak to Tituba.
Good, yeah. Will you bring her up?
How did she call him? Did you feel a sudden strangeness when she called him? A sudden cold wind perhaps, a tremor beneath the ground?
I didn't see no devil. Wake up! Betty!
You cannot evade me, Abigail. Did your cousin drink any of the brew in a kettle?
She never drank it.
Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
Why? I refuse.
Why are you concealing if you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I'm a proper girl. She made me do it. She made Betty do it. Rubbish! She makes me drink blood.
Blood?
I made blood. Chicken blood. I give you chicken
Woman,
blood.
have you mistaken children for the devil?
No, sir. I don't try with no devil.
Why would she not wait? You sold it to this child.
I love me, Betty.
You say your spirit out on this child, have you not? Are you giving soul to the devil?
She sends her spirit on me in church. She makes me laugh at prayer.
She often laughed at prayer.
She comes to me every night to go and drink blood. You made me to conjure. She made me make child. Don't lie. She comes to me while I sleep. She's always making me dream corruptions. Why do you say that, Abby? Sometimes I wake and find myself in the open doorway with not a stitch on my body. I always hear her laughing in my sleep. I hear her singing her Barbados songs. Mr. Reverend!
Did you what? I want you to wake this child.
I have no power!
You must have thinking that you were free from it now. When did you come back to the devil?
I don't come back with no devil!
You
Now, teacher, I know we bind ourselves to hell. It is very hard to break with this. But we are going to help you tell yourself free.
Mr. Reverend, I do believe someone else bewitching these children. I don't know, sir. The devil but of numerous witches.
Lucy, teacher, look into my eyes. Come, look into me! You'd be a good Christian woman, would you not, teacher?
I, sir, a good Christian woman.
And you love these little children?
I don't deserve to hurt little children.
And you love God, teacher?
I love God with my being.
Now, with God's holy name, and to His glory,
Eternal glory, God bless.
open yourself, teacher. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine onto you.
Bless the Lord.
The devil came to you. You become another person. From the village, whom you know perhaps.
Who came with him? Who?
Sarah Good. Did you ever see Sarah Good with him?
Was it man or woman came with him?
Man was woman.
A woman, you said. What woman?
It was black.
You could see him. Why did you not see her?
They were always talking. They was running around.
I'll just say them witches.
I believe so.
Teacher, bring us up and to tell us who they are. Do you understand? We will protect you. The devil can never become a minister. You know that, do you not?
I do.
You confessed yourself to witchcraft, and that speaks of which becomes heaven's side. We will bless you, teacher.
God bless you, Mr.
You
Hale.
are God's instrument put in our hands to discover the devil's agents among us. You are selected, Tituba. You are chosen to help us cleanse our village. So be utterly, Tituba. Turn your back on him and face God, Tituba. Face God, and God will protect you.
God protect Tituba.
Who came to you with the devil? 2, 3, 4. How many?
That was all. That was all.
Who? Their names! Their names!
Every time he made me kill you,
Kill
Mr.
me?
Paris. He said Mr. Paris must be killed. Mr. Paris mean man, and no goody man, and no gentleman. And made me rise on my bed and cut your throat. I said no. I don't hate that man. I feel start to kill that man. And he said you belong to me, Tituba. And I make you free. I give you pretty dress to wear, and you go fly back and way high up in the air, and you go fly back to Barbados. And I said, you lie, devil, you lie. And then he come to me one stormy night and he said, look, I have white people belong to me. And I looked, and that was really good.
Sarah Good?
I said, I'm goody old.
I knew it was the young woman that went through 3 times. When Bacon comes to die, I beg you not to call for the young woman like this. When Bacon was scribbled in her hands.
Take courage. You must give us all their names. How can you bear to see this child suffer? Look at her, Tituba! Look at her God-given innocence. Her soul is so tender, we must protect her. The devil is out and praying for her like a beast upon the fleshes of your arm. God will bless you in your help.
I want to myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet liberty
found the forest end.
Oh, you've done it?
Aye. The plan was seen. The boys asleep.
Where will we sit?
Praying out for a fair son.
Oh.
Are you well today?
Right.
Oh, it is. In Jonathan's trap?
No. She walked into the house this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner like she'd come to visit.
That's a good sign. Walking in.
God. It hurt my heart to strip her, poor rabbit.
It's well seasoned.
Take care. She's tender.
Aye. There'll be green birds soon. It's almost blood bleeding across.
That's okay.
If the crop's good, I'll buy you John Sheridan's heifer. How'd that please you?
Oh, it would.
I mean to keep to it.
No, John.
Sorry?
Oh.
This farm's a constantly good football for the crop of the season.
It must be.
You want to bring some blouses into the house?
I forgot. I will tomorrow.
Winter in here. On Sunday, let you come with me and we'll walk the farm together. I've never seen such a load of flowers on earth. Lilacs have a purple smell, I think. Lilacs smell of nightfall. Massachusetts is a beauty in the spring.
Hi.
I think inside again. Are you?
You come so late. I thought you'd gone to training this afternoon.
Why? I have no business in saying.
You did speak of going earlier this week.
I thought better of it.
No more stuff today.
What's your letter? You heard me forbidden to go sailing anymore.
I couldn't stop her.
It is a fault. It is a fault, Elizabeth. You are the mistress here, not Mary
But
Forrest.
she frightened all my strength away.
How will that mouse frighten
The
you?
mouse no more. I forbid her go. And she raises up her chin like the daughter of a prince and says to me, I must go to Salem, good papa. I'm an official of the court.
Court? What court?
Aye. It's a proper court they have there now. They sent 4 judges out of Boston, she says. 80 magistrates of the general court and the heads of the deputy governor of the province.
Why, she's mad.
But to God you were. Be 14 people in jail now, she says. They'll be tried. The court has the power to hang them too.
Hanged? Why, they never hanged.
The deputy governor promised to hang them if they'll not confess, John. I'm gone wild, I think. She speaks of Abigail, and I thought she was sent to hear her. Abigail brings the other girls into the court, and where she walks, the crowd will part like the seas of Israel. And folks are brought before them. And if they scream and howl and fall to the floor, persons trapped in jail are bewitching them.
Oh, it's a black mischief.
I think you must go to Salem, John. I think so. You must tell me it's a fraud.
Aye. It is. It is sure.
God forbid you keep that from them. I think they must be told.
Aye. It's a wonder they do believe her.
Who to say them, John? I will go tonight.
I'll think on it.
You cannot keep it.
I know I cannot keep it. I say I will think on it.
Good. Then let you think on it.
Woman, I'm only wondering how may prove what she has told me. If she's a saint now, I'm thinking not easy to prove she's fraud. And the tale's gone so silly. She told it to me in a room, alone. I have no proof for it.
You were alone with her.
For a moment, alone.
Why? It is not as you told me.
For a moment, I say. The others come in soon after.
You wished her.
Woman, I'll not have a suspicion anymore.
Yes.
I'll not have it.
And let you not turn
Do
it.
you tell me yet?
John, if it were not Abigail who would go to bed, would you fault me? I think not.
Now look, you.
What is John?
You will not judge me more. I have good reason to think before I charge for Abigail, and I say I will think on it. Let you look some time for your own improvement, and judge me not. I have forgot Abigail. Spare me! You forget nothing and forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I have gone into this house all 7 months and she's gone. I cannot move from there to there without I think to please you. And still, an everlasting funeral marches round your heart. I cannot speak when I am doubted. Every moment judged for lies. So I come into a court, while I come into this house.
You're not open with
I'll plead my honesty no more, Elizabeth. No more! I should have brought you down at first you told me your suspicion. But I wilted. And like a Christian, confess! Confess! Some dream I had must have mistaken you for a god that day. But you're not. You're not, and let you remember it. Let you look sometime for the goodness in me, and judge me not.
I do not judge you. The magistrate sits in your own heart that judges you. I never thought you was a good man.
Elizabeth, your justice would brings beer. How are you going to say when I forbid it? Do you mock me? Or whip me even in this house again?
I'm sick with the box. My stomach is off. My voice is shuddering. I'm singing all day.
And what are these proceedings here? When will you receive the key in this house? As you are paying £9 a year to do, and my wife not holding well.
I'd sit there and pass the time so. Well, thank you. Is it the fair habit? We must all love each other now, Doctor. You do well. I'll just play you in one more thing now. I'm asleep now.
Mary, is it true? There be 14 women arrested.
No, sir. It'll be 39. Why is she weeping? What ails you, child? Goody Osborne will hang.
Hang, you say?
Oh,
The deputy governor will permit it.
you sentenced her. You must. Not Sarah Good. For Sarah Good confessed, you see.
Confessed? To what?
That she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer and wrote her name in this black book with her blood and bound herself to torment Christians till God's throne down and restore worship hell forevermore.
Do you know what a general she is? Did you tell them that?
It's the proctor in open court. She near to choke us all to death.
How choked you?
She sent her spirit on there. She tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor. I never heard you mention that before. I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. When she came into court, I say to myself, I must not accuse this woman, for she sleeps in ditches, so very old and tall. Then she'll sit there, denying and denying, and I feel a misty coldness climbing up my back, and the skin on my skull begins to creep, and a clamp around my neck, and I cannot breathe air. And then I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and it was my voice, and all at once I remember everything she'd done to me.
Why? What has she done to you?
So many times